Hi guys, I am a little bit early. Something went wrong with my other stream, so here we are on this one. Hopefully Hygge makes it over. I will try to invite her. I need to get her phone number. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the stream. So if she does come over, and there we go. So yeah, we just had a little kerfuffle. And the other one went bye-bye for some reason. I was on it and it just went away. So I don't know what the deal is with that stream. Hi Howie, how you doing? Supposed to be interviewing Hygge today, and hopefully she'll come by here and find us. Hi Gil, how are you doing? I lost my other stream, so hopefully Hygge will make it over. Hi Rebecca, good to see you. If not, we'll just have a fun time, and I'll have to talk to her about it. The studio dropped her link, and it just went bad, so I had to create a new stream. Don't you love that? Just having internet issues all day, so that might be one of the issues. Hey, Fishing Nut, welcome. So I was just going to interview Hygge, but we'll see. Let me see if I can leave a link on her stream. If you give me just a few minutes, guys. See if I can email her a new link. So how is everybody doing? I hope you guys are all having a great, wonderful day. I can't talk and chew gum at the same time. So I'll be right back. Okay, that is sent off to her, so hopefully she'll come in. Picking apples and pears, nice. 5 types of plums. Hey, Gil.
Hey.
Good to see you.
All right. Yeah, good to see you too.
What are you up to today?
I did 6 rounds with Home Depot and my credit card company.
Oh, not fun
at
all.
It seems like Home Depot has how do I put this? Stupid, idiotic, moronic programmers that set up the HomeDepot.com site so that when you put in your shipping address, if it's where you want it shipped to, if you want to ship to someplace other than the billing address,
right,
they will submit the shipping address as the billing address to the credit card company, and the credit card company will deny it.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
Not good.
Yeah. So I mean, they got that. Whoever was programming that totally has their head so far up they got to open their mouth to see.
Right. Not good at all.
But sorry. And things, my wife being the accountant was wanting to keep the billing address there so she gets all the paper billing and all the stuff and everything else. And I was like, fine, you should move it there. So then I went spent twice going into talking to people at the credit card. Finally got up someone who knew what they were doing. Mm-hmm. Oh, no problem. Okay, so this is the billing address. I said, can you include the street address? And they kind of looked at me, well, what's why? And I explained the whole situation. No problem. They went in there, so it has billing address is Post Office Box 3, Basalt, Idaho, and then the street address.
Yeah.
So that when it gets submitted to anything comes from Home Depot, it goes in with, since it's got both on there, it picks it up and did it. So, and then I went back to Home Depot and finally got them to do it, and I got my chainsaw coming.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah. That's hard.
Yeah. I got a little.
Hey, Belt Loop, how are you doing?
Hey, Belt Loop.
Hey, how y'all doing?
All right.
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing well. Just wondering how Gil was cheating on that thing last night or the other night with the whole dead gum how to be a redneck.
Channeling Jeff Foxworthy. And actually, believe it or not, I went into my Amazon account and added that game to my wish list.
Yeah, that's funny.
I mean, some of those was like, no. This is the real redneck. That's more of a wannabe redneck.
So is that a game on? It was an actual game.
It's an actual game that you on
Apparently Amazon.
Yeah.
It's
He's frozen.
yeah. Hang on a second. Where is it here? Where did I put it under? Did I put it under base salt? I think I may have put it under base salt.
Hey, you get food forest permaculture in here.
Yes, I do. He's pretty awesome, isn't he? Have you ever met Food Forest Permaculture?
I think I have, but it's always possible. My memory's faulty.
Yeah.
I got that channel, Belt Loop 29 perennial food forest too. So that's kind of cool. There's like a kinship there.
Howie is an excellent gardener, and wow, he'll blow your socks off with his knowledge.
He has a food forest in his house.
Yeah.
There it is. You might
there it is.
And the price jumped up from when I added it. It was only
I'm backstage at least. Yay.
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 So there you go. If you want you might be a redneck game.
You're
there it is
in
on
the show,
Amazon.
but I'm not seeing. There it is.
You are in the show for sure. Hi, Hygge.
Hey, CB.
Now we're there. Now just to be able to hear me, right?
Yeah. I can hear you fine. Great.
I saw y'all had a test a little bit ago. I dropped in, but the comments were disabled, so I couldn't say hello.
Oh, well, they were only disabled if you're not subscribed.
No, that's how I got to it. I went to my subscription. I always go to my the subscriptions, and then I go to look at who's live, and I go in that way. So
don't worry about it.
I'm gonna go look because the fact is that's how I found it.
Oh.
I went under my subscriptions.
So did you guys get a notification for this?
I got the notification popped up while I was watching the New York style bagel video.
Camera's on.
Your mic's on this side, Hygge.
Now, unless YouTube, I'm subscribed.
I turned my mic volume up.
Yeah, YouTube is just playing games on.
I don't know why you can't hear me.
I can hear you fine.
I can't hear you guys. You guys can hear me? Yes.
Yes.
You can hear me. I can't hear you. Why can't I hear you?
What are
Do you have headphones
it
plugged
could be your
in or
speaker
something?
the speaker settings either.
I'll leave
under
and
settings.
come back. I don't know what else to do. There isn't too many other buttons to push.
Yeah.
It's a funny thought, Laura, but even if you tell her, she can't hear you, so how is she going to look for the headphones? I don't know.
Right.
But I am. The fact is, I never go to the lives that just pop up, even though I see, some people from time to time when I go to the home screen.
Hey, stop.
When I'm at the home screen, it'll show a few lives that are up there, and I'll see one I know that I know is a somebody that I'm connected with, and then, but I'll go ahead and pop down to the folks that I'm connected to, the subscriptions, tab or whatever on it, and I always enter through there. What's up, Nora? Good to see you. I just saw you at another live.
Family. Yes. Sign language is good.
Okay.
If you guys type love in the chat, it will drop your link.
I sign a little bit.
You sign a little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
The only signing I know how to do is California freeway signing.
Oh.
Well, well, when I was a young man, about 15 or 16, there was this beautiful girl that was deaf, and she would come by the game room from time to time. The only way I could communicate with her was to learn sign language. So I learned some sign language, and I've looked at it from time to time after that, just because, to try to brush up on it a little bit.
Right.
I think communication is pretty important, in my opinion. So
I know a little bit of sign language because I used to have a deaf foster child.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Hang on, let me mute this.
But yeah, and I know a little bit of Spanish as well. But that's about it. My daddy could speak 4 or 5 different languages. Yeah, and read about 8. My daddy's a pretty smart feller, has been. His memory, he turned 80 last February, and so his memory ain't quite as sharp as it used to be, but he's still, the last time I looked, he was learning. By the way, hey, Danny Days, he was learning Hindi not too long ago.
Wow.
But
Wow.
Mama got mad at him, though, didn't want him, talking with folks in India, because I reckon she wanted him to pay more attention to her instead of, continuing to learn different languages and what have you.
Right.
But it's funny because you have to have communication, in my opinion, is important if you're trying to build relationships or get to know folks or understand other folks. If you don't have
Hey, Danny.
Hey, that was quick. I wasn't expecting you to pull me up that fast.
I'm aware of the people that are on the bottom of your screen.
No, I was going to tell Gary, yo habla poquito español.
Sí, qué bueno. Yo necesito amiga aquí para practicar conmigo, porque es muy difícil aprender todas las palabras cuando no practicando.
Not that much.
My husband-
I picked up a few words, but
I was just saying I need somebody to practice with.
yeah.
It's hard to remember many of the words if you're not practicing.
Right. My husband could have a conversation with you.
Cool.
Yeah, he speaks Spanish pretty well. So
Very cool. In fact, I'm not as good enough in it to do what I'd like to do, and I do have a few videos a while back I put out in Spanish. In fact, one video I did in Spanish saying, "Y'all help me. Ayudarme." And I gained about 45 subscribers just from that video.
oh, cool.
So,
Emma is taking, they sent us a thing and said art, Spanish 1, Spanish 2, and computer programming was like
Hey,
the
Cottonwood.
choices for her elective. So she chose Spanish. She wants to learn Spanish. So
Right.
yeah.
well, I'll be glad anytime she wants to practice. I can always use more practice. If you want to, too, I don't care.
And see,
y'all.
I thought that was pretty cool to be offered that elective in 6th grade because
Yeah.
we didn't have that until high school.
Right.
And the earlier you practice and learn, the more fluent you could be at it by the time,
Can I tell you one thing that might help us? One of the things that I did to try and learn Spanish when I was taking, I took Spanish, I think one class in junior high, a class in high school, and took it in college too, but I don't remember anything, hardly from, hey, Rebecca, from junior high and high school.
yeah.
But in college, they use different methods to teach you. And
Yeah.
one of the things that that I did while I was in college to learn it is, what's up, Devil Dog? I would go through and write on a 3x5 note card the word in Spanish. For example, la puerta, and that means door.
Oh, the door. Yeah.
So I would tape that to the door. So every time I approached the door,
Open the door.
I would say la puerta. And so, and instead of, see, the problem with learning another language typically is people tend to try and translate, this to English to Spanish, or this Spanish to English to the thought of what it is. But if you can associate the word with the actual item, then it cuts down on the steps you're trying to learn.
Yeah.
So, it's I had note cards, 3x5 note cards all over my house, all over my apartment back then, and until I pretty much got it. So it helps and makes it easier to learn. And other folks, I don't think Tammy ever looked at them, but it could help if you want to increase your vocabulary as well as hers.
Yeah, flashcards are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wouldn't have gotten through college if it wasn't for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't have made it through college if it hadn't been for a spell checker.
Me too.
My spelling
I figured
is
this might take me.
Go
I
ahead.
figured this might take my mind off of how warm it is out here, sitting in my car that has no air conditioning.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
That's not fun.
Yeah. Uh-oh. It's like, oh my goodness.
Crack
long as
the
it's moving,
windows
it's
so
fine.
you at least have a breeze.
Or who
Oh, there.
does
The
trying
back.
to get
The
in
back is open. The back is open. My side windows are open. The side doors are open on my van, and the wing windows. But there's no breeze.
Oh, sorry.
It's like, okay, it's okay. I'm getting free food.
Hugo, we can always reschedule if you can hear me. It says device not connected on my side. Hi, Kettle Kitchen.
What's up, Tony?
And now the bad thing is I don't
wondered
see
if I
any
missed
of
my
the chat.
live again, and so
Yes, Devil Dog didn't talk too much.
Yep.
it's
Yeah.
like, wait, Laura's live. Am I supposed to be there this time? I
No.
don't know what's going on.
We can schedule it though if you
Yes.
want to schedule it for next week at 1 Central.
Well, I have to write it down. If you're for certain, then I need to write it down.
Yeah. Yep. It's actually. There we
Yay.
go.
Yeah, big question is,
Yay.
can y'all hear me?
Ooh,
That was the problem before. Oh, turn my mic off.
Hugo!
We can hear you.
every time I see that name, I think of On the Mask. Whenever he says,
It actually has a special
Why
meaning.
is there a mic? I don't understand. My phone doesn't have the ability to use earbuds.
Oh,
There is none. And your
Try
phone
to-
doesn't seem to want to.
Try turning up the volume.
I can hear them.
Hey, Tony.
Can you hear it now?
I can hear you guys.
Excellent.
No,
and we can hear you.
You don't have to hear yourself. I don't
Hilarious.
So I'm going to ask Hygge some questions because this is supposed to be her interview.
Oh, well, let me get off here.
Oh.
I didn't
oh,
realize.
it's her interview. Yeah, all right,
I'm
we'll
leaving.
step down.
Oh, you guys can stay.
Thank you
Hello.
guys for being here. You guys can stay and ask her any questions that you might have.
Yeah.
Has been
I
around
wasn't
for a
trying
long
to bomb
time,
her
also
interview.
known as CB. And so, first of all, Hygge, you started using that name about a year ago. Was it about a year ago?
Yeah, about a year ago. Yeah.
Okay, tell us what what the significance behind that name is.
Okay. When I decided to move out to the country, I'm really loud on myself here. Hold on a second.
You're great on our end.
Turn myself down. Okay. when I decided to move out to the country, I wanted to create a simple, cozy homestead that was real simple life, very calm, relaxing, and that's what Hygge means. It's a Danish word, and this is Danish country out here. This is in Indiana,
Okay.
and it's southeast Indiana. It's Switzerland County. So we have a lot of Dutch Amish out here, and it just totally fit with the rolling hills and how things are out here. So it was what I wanted to create. Hygge is a concept that's all over the world. It was real popular probably about 5 years ago, and everybody wanted to like make their house Hygge, which means make it cozy and warm and natural type products, natural woods, live plants, things like that.
Okay. That's awesome.
So that's what I wanted to create when I came out here.
Yeah. And you moved out there, how long has it been now?
I moved out during the winter, like right at Christmas time, just because that's the way it worked out. And I bought a place that was about an hour and a half to 2 hours from my house in Ohio. So it's not very far, but it's a big difference between city and country out here.
Yeah.
We have, there's there's a gas station and a pizza place, little mom and pop everything store with a little diner deli in the back, and a post office and a fire department. Anything else, you have to go about 35, 40 minutes before you can get to anything.
Can I ask how many headlights you got?
How many lights we got?
No, how many?
Oh, we don't even have a light. That's like the stop sign. It's a 4-way stop. That's kind of all we got.
That's awesome.
So, but the people out here are wonderful. They're really, really nice. We have the Swiss Wine Festival is our big festival of the year. So if you know anything about the Swiss Wine Festival, that's awesome. Coming up. When does that start? This weekend, I think. Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah, I moved in December. When I got my place was right around Christmas time, so it was kind of a crazy time. And moved in the middle of winter, and there wasn't much I could do outside, so I redid the whole inside, paint, hardwood floors. Oh gosh, I did a bunch of stuff inside. And then as soon as spring hit, I started with everything outside. I've got a couple acres. First thing I had to do was put up a fence because I have 2 little dogs, 2 little city dogs that are not used to the animals out here. So I had to protect them. So, and I also foster dogs. So I needed a fence, and I had a shed, very large, like 12 by 24 shed put in, and put in a garden. And the garden is it's all fenced in, but it's 4 by 8. Let's see, there's 4 by 8 raised beds, 4 by 4 beds, and then 2 dozen big pots with let's see, there was eggplant and peppers, and one whole side was tomatoes And then along the back, the one side has a fence, has a tall privacy fence. And that side has corn and sunflowers. I went real big on sunflowers this year.
I love sunflowers. Absolutely love them.
Have, let's see, 4 additional raised beds down another side.
Right.
And then on the other side of the property, I put blueberries. I have like 10 blueberries and 7 raspberries, 5 apple trees.
Nice.
So I'm getting
Can
it
I
going.
Can I ask a question about that?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I wanted to ask a question about the blueberry bushes. You put them in when you moved out there, is that right? Or
I did.
All right.
I had them in pots at my old house, and when I brought them out, it was the middle of winter. So I left them in the pots, put them in the place I wanted to put them, just to see if they'd like it. And then I put them in the ground in the spring, and I cut them back. I really pruned them back good. And I thought, oh, I'll just not get much this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was surprised that I did get quite a bit. They did stop abruptly. We got that real hot couple weeks there, and they stopped producing. But they still look pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. So is your soil pretty low in pH, or is it, did you adjust the soil, or did you have to make any adjustments?
Well, I had to take down several trees. So
Okay. Well,
I had a fir tree that I took down, and I used the pine for that, where I put the acidic loving stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right. I was just
and
curious.
the beds, the raised beds were,
Hey, Stormy.
I had to bring in soil.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I used it. Well, I was calling it the Hygge method because it's not really, it's not Hygge culture.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was more or less
Golden
cutting up trees and having branches and leaves and everything. Throw that all in there, and then put,
like your own little lasagna.
yeah, kind of my invention of
that
throw it all in
reminds
there and see what works.
Joe was asking, how did your grow lights work for you?
I get it.
Oh my goodness, they are fabulous. I'm still going. I'm going to go all year with those.
Nice.
Those were so wonderful.
Grow lights
They were a godsend.
make a huge difference. So you have 2 puppies, right? Is it a boy and a girl, or
Yes.
2 boys? Okay. What are their names?
2 girls,
2 girls. 2 girls.
Lucy
okay.
and Zoe.
Okay.
Lucy used to work with me in therapy, so she'd go to work with
Okay.
me every day. And now she's 15 and getting older. She's deaf. She retired at COVID.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
she follows me around a lot now.
Oh, so she's
I want a
a
German
special-
Shepherd.
Yeah. Yeah. To protect
I'm a
your
big
property
dog.
a little better. Yeah.
Mhm.
Keep your little.
Yeah, well,
little guys-
I do pretty well in training the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I usually have a foster.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I'm just looking for the right one.
So you have rabbits. What kind of rabbits do you have?
Yeah. New
What-
Zealand and Rex.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna head out. I did want to mention one thing, if it's okay. I'm planning September the 16th, maybe. I'll have to look again, but great gathering of gardeners. And anybody that does
Sweet.
well, everybody's welcome. I'd like folks that do some gardening and that type of thing to attend it. We're going to start about 7 o'clock. I think it's on a Friday.
Where are you at, Gary? Where is it going to be at?
It's going to be over on my channel, Belt Loop 29.
Okay.
It's going to be a live stream, and I'm gonna see if we can't get some big gardener. May not be able to get a big time gardener, but there's a lot of great people that know a lot of stuff on here, even if they don't have 500,000, or hundreds of thousands, subscribers. So that's irrelevant. It's just good people getting together, talking about growing stuff, and maybe some obstacles they've faced or stuff they've learned, that type of thing. Anyhow, I just thought I'd mention. I think Hygge, you asked about. I think it was you that left a comment, said they saw me scheduling one. I don't know. It may not have been, but somebody asked about me scheduling one, because y'all know me. I don't typically schedule anything. I just pop up and do this, that, and the other. I'm always winging it.
Now, what date? What date are you doing this?
Let me look on the. That is going to be on Friday the 16th.
Okay.
It's going to be. I believe I've got it scheduled for 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So it'll be late enough that folks out over on the West Coast can attend it, and early in, where the East Coast can. And anyhow, I just thought it'd be a good opportunity for some folks to get together and maybe make a few connections of folks that they're not familiar with. But I'm just thinking that way these days. But I'm gonna have to go get ready, and Tammy's wanting my attention for something. I'm gonna leave you running on the thing, so get some more of them hours and everything. But God bless y'all. Y'all have a good evening. We'll see y'all then.
All right. Bye, Gary. So New Zealand and Rexes, that's a good combination. I really like that. Do you use them for meat rabbits, or is it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. In full disclosure, I haven't done it yet. I'm still a newbie because all of this stuff is new for me.
Right.
Couple of years ago, when everything went crazy, I was not into all of this.
Mm-hmm.
So this is all completely new. I got caught off guard and learned a lot in a very short period of time. I was in the middle of refinishing the hardwood floors at my other house when everything went crazy in 2020.
Yeah.
So I was not paying attention as well to what was going on because I had taken all the furniture from the main floor and taken it all down to the bottom floor. So I was kind of had turned my house upside down, and had all that work going on and was kind of watching what was going on. And then they said, oh, we're going to be closing the grocery stores and things like that. So I was 5-10 minutes from a grocery store, and not knowing what I know now.
Right.
I went to the grocery store because I, like a lot of people, did not have what I should have to make it through whatever we were getting ready to go through.
Right.
So I went to the grocery store and I learned a lot. It was crazy. People were clearing the shelves. And I said, never, ever again.
Yeah.
I learned, I would say I learned the hard way, but it's really not the hard way. It was just a little introduction to this could actually happen. So I started learning, and there's so many wonderful, wonderful people on here that helped, got me up to speed.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, I'm looking for my place out of the city.
Yeah. We did the same.
And I'm loving it.
Hey, Gulf Coast Granny. So you haven't dispatched any rabbits or anything like that.
I have not.
Okay. So what are
Did
you doing?
chicken.
Okay.
Got about a dozen chickens. Got Rhode Island Reds and Red Sexling.
Cool.
And yes, have done the chicken. I need to, in the next couple of weeks, do the rabbits because I'm at a point where I have a dozen cages. And that's about, I need to separate. I have like 3 generations going on right now.
Hi,
I have
Chris.
about 20 rabbits, and it's time. I'm doing it kind of you use that racking method?
Yeah.
Does that? Yeah. Mine's kind of like that.
Mine
I don't
was
know if
kinda like
it's
that,
true racking.
Yeah.
My
It works really great, though.
Say it again.
It works really great. Works really great. I like for the garden. It's an amazing, like, you put that, and you let your chickens dig in that
Yeah.
heavy layer of manure underneath those rabbits, and you've got some beautiful soil in a year for your garden.
Now,
as
do
it
you
sits.
move yours around?
The chickens do it.
But
So I put like a foot of wood chips underneath the rabbits, and I had the chickens. They could go. They weren't locked under there because I only had 4 rabbits. But they could go under there, and they would cycle. They would naturally cycle underneath they would dig underneath because it started developing worms, and so they would go and dig for those worms. And so, and then they would add their own manure load on there too. And so, but they would mix it up, and that's the great thing about it is it's always getting mixed up by those chickens who are looking for those bugs. Yeah.
The way I did it, I have mostly for protection for the rabbits. And then the same sort of thing that I have a large run. The run is probably 20 by 24. It's the length of the shed. It's attached to the side of the shed. And the rabbit cages are all up off the ground. So it all falls down into the bottom.
Right.
And I layered it in gravel and then a lot of sand. And then the chickens can, run around in the run. They scratch it up and everything. But I do rake it out.
Yeah.
And I'll put it directly in the garden or compost.
A layer of heavy mulch. Heavy, whatever mulch you can have, preferably brown, because then your manure load is going to be the green. And so you have that brown, and so you're creating magic compost. And so you got that brown and that green meeting together, and then the chickens are mixing it up for you, keeping the stink down. And so it really keeps
they get underneath there and scratch it all up. Yep. They keep the flies down.
Right. Because
I don't have a problem with ticks.
I did a foot load, or a foot deep. I mean, it stayed non-smelly and non-messy for a long time. So
yeah. And then in the winter, I will do more of the layered. That I'm doing right now. Right now, it's more the sand because they use the sand baths, the dust bath. Yeah, and I also have tractors. I have 4 bunny tractors and 2 chicken tractors.
Nice.
That I can move around and let them do some of my,
bug control,
tearing up the grass. Yeah, I been free ranging them, but chickens, they can be kind of destructive.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, they can.
I've got in this love-hate relationship with a couple of them.
Right. So do you have any turkeys or anything like that? Any other animals?
No, not yet.
Okay.
No. I have a plan. You know how that works, right?
Yeah.
You have a plan. It never quite works out that way. I have a plan of what comes next because I'm still doing things to my house. Just put a back door on with a screen door, stain the deck. Plan on putting a new deck on the front. In next spring's plans will involve like a greenhouse. So there's several things that were, in a plan. So we'll see.
Right.
We'll see. I did get on the shed, the gutters go down into the 250-gallon water totes. And then those go into the coop.
Okay.
So that it waters the chickens. And then I've got the setup. I just have to put the tubing all together.
Right.
Endless projects to go to each one of the rabbit cages.
Right.
So that we'll constantly feed that. And then another cube goes to the garden.
That's awesome.
It's a lot. It's a lot for one person.
Yeah, it is.
I don't
It
have
is.
I need a crew of a bunch.
Right. And you do most of the work yourself, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She's a handy lady.
The intent of coming out here was to be debt free. Yeah, I'm still doing some work. Just at home health out here. Because it's quite a drive.
Right.
But yeah, it gives me a lot of extra time. And I've had a few setbacks since I got here.
Yeah.
I had some health issues that set me back for a little bit. This last one really slowed me down.
Yeah.
So it's taken me a little bit longer to come back than it did in the past.
Okay.
As you know, because I know you've had struggles.
Yeah.
That was not in the plan. You
Right.
have to have things
that very thing, and we won't go there. It's never in the plan. We'll just say you guys can.
No, and it comes when you
maybe.
wait a minute, this is spring. I don't have time for this.
Yeah, we don't have time for this. We got things to do, and doggone it, get in the way again. Yeah. So you're living out in the country. Are you enjoying the country life compared to the city life?
Absolutely.
Okay. It's just
Oh my gosh, yes. I've so fallen in love with it out here. To sit on my porch and watch the sunset, it's just wonderful. And the people are really, really nice. And I feel like, in a prepping sense, here we are 2 weeks ahead of everything at a minimum, because everybody cans, everybody's got a garden. They've already got patrols set up in the neighborhood twice a day. It's amazing. They've already got a setup where they barter. Nice. And it's all very organized, and everybody pitches in their skills. We have a small dead end street, I guess you could say. So it's kind of our own little area.
That's great.
So there's just like six houses back here, and
Yeah, that's
yeah,
like our
and I
property.
love it. It's nice. It's
That's
really nice.
wonderful. That's wonderful. So you're
It
not
took
missing.
a little getting used to because I can't. I was 2 minutes away from everything, stores,
Yeah,
things like that. Um, but I'm eating better because I can't go to all the restaurants.
right.
So
Which helps
it's
with
different.
everything else.
It's much different,
Yeah,
but I like it much better.
that's awesome. So what else was I going to ask you?
I
So
think a lot of
antiquing,
people, once they come out here, they realize they'll never go back.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's the way I
And I
feel
don't
like
have kids, you know.
Mhm.
If I
When I
had kids in school and things like that, and I had to go back and forth to school and all their activities and things like that, it's just me. So
right.
it's much better. It's a lot
So
easier. I can do things my way.
so how have you adapted from the city to your lifestyle on your little homestead there? I mean, what things do you do
Wow.
different? You don't go to restaurants, so do you
Yeah.
cook more? And how
The
is that?
canning, I figured out I can't. I can do some things when I go shopping with a cooler
Mm-hmm.
and ice packs. But ice cream.
Yeah.
They redid the little store up in town, and didn't have any dairy or ice cream there for a little while.
Oh wow.
So I thought I was gonna die.
Oh
I
no.
had no ice cream. I thought I was
Oh,
never gonna see ice cream again.
uh, gotta get a cow and make your own. You can get one of those.
I'm
little
learning
mini
how to
versions.
use a lot of different tools, and I'm finding my strength that I'm not afraid to just get in there and do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm okay with failure.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing, is that I don't know what I'm doing growing anything.
Right.
And I figure it's just a plant. It's, you put the seeds in the ground, and it's just a plant. If it doesn't work,
Right.
it's okay. You're learning, and next time you're going to be better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
And when I do
That's.
crocheting, if it's a big knot, I just start over.
Mhm. There's all kinds of
So,
friends that we
yeah.
can learn from on how to do it.
Yeah, and everybody's afraid of like canning the first time because you're always think I'm gonna blow up the kitchen or something.
Mm-hmm.
But then after you do it a couple times, that goes away, easy peasy. You're just like, tell me the next thing I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think a lot of it is getting over that hurdle of just doing it, just going out there and just doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. My sister-in-law wants me to walk her through pressure canning. She's like, it just scares me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't have that fear. Maybe that was ignorance that I didn't have the fear, but I'm just kind of a go for it kind of person. You learn from your mistakes,
Yes.
and hopefully they're not deadly, but you learn.
I know. It's
I mean, you really do.
nothing
I mean,
that's
yeah,
everything's fixable.
everything's fixable. Almost everything. Yeah.
Almost everything.
Until it breaks beyond repair. Then you just go buy a new one.
Then you go, well.
Well, I learned that I can't do that. That hole in my ceiling needs to be repaired. Thank God I know how to do that from the other mistakes I made.
Attitude is everything.
It
really
is.
is. Attitude is everything. I want to get into solar. That's one of the next projects.
Okay.
So I don't know anything about that. I'm not very technical.
Why solar?
So
just to be more sustainable, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And, yes, because well, our internet out here is not that great. The wind blows, or we have a storm and we lose electricity. So yeah.
Be
You know,
nice to
I
have
have the usual generator and things, but I want to be able to do something long term.
yeah,
And the price of things are, you know, fuel's going up.
right. Yeah, it is. It's crazy. It is crazy. We were looking at that as an alternative to electrical and found out it cost us too much. Because we couldn't do the buyback program because we didn't have electrical already on my property. So, but that's awesome. That's awesome. You want to do that. So you went to the, do you like to go antiquing?
Yeah. Yeah. I
I
kind of do it's the Hygge style. It's more of a keep things in your home that you really love. Keep it simple, more natural. The farmhousey kind of look. So it goes real good with that aesthetic.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You saw my antique
I did.
video. Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's
we
always
have
fun.
a store here in Clarksville just like that. It's like couple floors of just like little, each person has their little compartment of their, and so it's going through there and I'm like, okay, I feel old because I know what that is. I know what that is. And these are considered antiques. You know,
Yeah.
so it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. It's
like, I remember those when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But it makes it kind of fun because I remember having those in our house.
Yeah.
I like going and riding my bike, different parks and things with my girls, my dogs.
Oh,
I have a basket,
yeah.
and they take turns. So
Sweet. Sweet.
that's one of the things. I put the bike in the truck. Yeah, I tried it. Everybody around here rides bikes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we actually have some decent roads. Even though we are country, I applaud them for their roads.
Yeah.
We are not far from the county. Hold on. We're not far from the county. What do you call that? The highway department. So luckily, we're the first to get our roads look fantastic, and in the winter, we get our roads shoveled. So that's nice.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's very convenient.
Yeah, that's very convenient. We'll probably have to use our tractor for ours.
Now my driveway, I have to do myself. So
yeah. So you have the rabbits and the chickens, and you're planning on other animals. What are those other animals look like for you?
probably maybe the turkeys. The neighbors have goats, bees. Well, everybody has chickens and horses. So I'm learning. The bees totally fascinate me, but I don't know if I'm ready to go that far.
Yeah,
into the bees yet.
It's nice that your
it's
neighbor
real
has
cool. Yeah, and they've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
So they can teach me. It's really fascinating.
It's not cheap though to do bees, right? If you look into the prices of
there's a lot involved. It's like, yeah, you're crossing into a new area.
Yeah. Somebody
So,
said
just like chickens.
a musician described it as a musician that lives out in the country described it as you can get a lot of toys and a lot of different things for bees that you can really it can really get expensive quick, and
Yeah.
so and then you don't get your return
Yeah.
on it
Horses
except
too.
for yeah exactly.
Yeah.
So
Because we have a lot of Amish around here, you'll see a lot of the horses.
yeah we have that around here too. So and
The
I love
grocery
it.
store that I go to is the Amish grocery store. I did a video on that one too.
Oh, cool.
So
Have
that's
to
my
go-
regular grocery store.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
really neat.
Yeah.
So you probably get better foods there too.
Yeah, they do some things in bulk.
Mhm.
And yes, there's some homemade things. And yeah, I like to go to the Amish auction,
Oh, nice.
which is where most of the people get. It's a produce auction,
Uh-huh.
and they have it a couple times a month. And it's where everybody gets their produce for the farmers markets
Mhm.
that they resell. So you're buying in boxes,
Oh, okay.
and it's just amazing, fresh, fabulous stuff.
Wow. Cool. Yeah, we don't have that here. We only have the Amish Mennonite dairy here, and so we go
Oh, that's
shopping
nice.
there. And then we have a couple like one of the houses has a farm stand, and so
Okay.
one of the houses, and so we go there and we get our dairy there. Get my husband's ice cream there. He loves his ice cream that you get there, and stuff like that, and eggs and
The
stuff
soaps.
like that.
They make the
Mhm.
soaps.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they make
the
the
goat smoke soaps.
Yeah, I found ketchup there. I'm on a low sodium diet, and they had a low sodium ketchup there that I
Cool.
could buy. It's nice, So yeah. So
Yeah, some of the jams and things like that are amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. For sure. So you walk around with rabbits in your pockets? What's that about?
Well, I'm trying to get them used to being held.
Oh, yeah.
So, and being handled so that I can do their nails and do what I need to do with them. And yeah, so I I got a couple aprons, and they just great big pockets. So I
Mhm.
typically have a baby bunny in one, and then if I'm picking things off in the garden in the other side.
Does the baby bunny
It's hard
ever
when
try
you
to get into the other
it's just
pocket?
me.
Yeah.
And I've got 20 rabbits that need to be held, and a couple
Yeah.
dogs and dozen chickens.
Oh. So you're getting a lot of loving over there from all those animals.
Yeah.
That's great. So do you put your chickens in your pockets too?
No.
No.
No. I have two little pullets right now that are getting attention, but no.
Oh,
No. I have Karen, who I'm usually arguing with, and
okay.
I'm trying to get the pullets used to
Well,
integrating them with the rest of the flock. So I'm learning on that one too.
what a perfect
So
name
hopefully
for
Karen doesn't bully them too much.
She's always complaining. Is Karen always complaining?
Karen always has something to say.
Yeah.
And I'm always
Yeah.
telling her she's going to be the first to go, but she wasn't. But yeah, she's always got something to say. She puffs her chest out, and yeah.
Yeah. It's dangerous to name the chickens. So you didn't do meat chickens. You just did regular chickens that
They're dual purpose. Sort of. They lay. I get about an egg per chicken a day.
Okay.
And yeah, and we've dispatched 3.
Okay.
still learning there.
Mm-hmm.
And I have new pullets now. I lost some pullets because I had a raccoon. So I learned with that too.
Mm-hmm.
Got the game cam set up and everything and traps.
Yeah.
And he was a smart raccoon.
Yeah,
He
I bet.
just took my bait and left. But he's not coming back. So
Mm.
I haven't trapped him and he hasn't come back and bothered them. So,
Oh, that's good.
but
That's
he,
good.
wasn't fooled by the traps at all.
Fishes. Well, that's great. I'm glad he wasn't. I mean, didn't. Well, then you don't have to deal with him. If he doesn't come back,
Yeah,
then you don't have to
I'm
worry about.
so far he has not. It's mostly the other chickens trying to get the pullets, mixed in the family where everybody's happy.
Right.
But
Yeah.
he went after the pullets. The pullets are what I lost. The adult chickens I did not lose.
Okay.
So, and it was heartbreaking
That's good.
to just go out there and all of a sudden they were gone.
Yeah.
They were just without a trace.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a learning experience.
It's scary, and then the other ones hide, right? And so you're like, where is everybody? And
Right. Well,
Yeah.
it was kind of crazy because I had 2 rabbits that were having babies.
Mm-hmm.
So it all kind of happened at once.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I went in there and the remaining pullets and the chickens were flying all over the place. And I had baby bunnies that were born and it was very hot. So it was kind of crazy. I got a couple cages and brought the bunnies and the new mamas into the laundry room and just said, "You're coming in the house."
Yeah.
And put the pullets in the shed.
Yeah.
And then went and got a game cam, and so we're going to figure out what's going on here.
Right.
But it was kind of chaos because we had 2 stillborn baby rabbits
Oh.
and a runt who
Yeah.
the mama, that's why you do 2 at a time.
Right.
Two
Yeah.
mamas at a time. But the other mama, she accepted the runt.
Right.
And I was up all night with the little runt. So, I didn't know from, 1 hour to the next.
Right. I had some kits die. Have you ever had any issue with bloat or anything like that?
No, I've been really lucky. Other than just the kits that didn't make it in the very first day. That's it.
Yeah.
I've had good mamas too. Been very lucky there. So I think I'm going to go towards the Rexes.
Yeah.
I started out
What do
more
you
with
like?
New Zealand's.
Yeah. What do you like about the Rexes more?
Just their coat.
Okay.
I want to go
Yeah,
towards the white. I know their pelts are. I have not tanned any yet.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try that. Have you done that?
I haven't. I thought about it though. I'm putting your link in the chat, so that's why if I appear busy, that's what I'm doing. So that is Hygge's link right there.
Yeah.
No,
I can't see the chat. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
I was working so hard just trying to get up on the channel.
I had a bad problem with bloat with my second batch of rabbits, and I don't know what they got into, but they
Aw.
just bloated, and so I had to do a lot of homework about what they shouldn't do. I lost 2 rabbits,
What
but
they couldn't eat and things.
they couldn't eat and stuff. The whole gastric bloating that they get, they stop eating and they just die,
Yeah.
and it's severely painful for them. It's a horrible death,
Yeah.
and so
Aw.
yeah. So I don't know if it was the food. I think it was the food because when I got to the bottom of the bag, there was mold in the food. And I
Oh,
don't know if
really?
it's because where we lived or it was a bad batch. But yeah, so
Oh.
that's probably
And they're
what
so
it was.
sweet.
They are the sweetest things.
They're not aggressive to anybody.
No.
They don't give
And
any problems to anybody.
I had Rexes and California crosses. The thing is, if you're breeding them for meat, I had the New Zealand and the Rexes. It's not only the coloring of the Rex that's nice, it's their attitude. The New Zealands can be a little more aggressive. So having
Yeah.
the New Zealand mixed with the Rex, you get a little more tamer rabbit. But you get the size of the New Zealand's, which is good. Not all the time, but a lot of times you'll get bigger rabbits there. So, and if you want to sell the mix, it's easier to sell the
Yes.
Rex looking
Yes.
rabbit.
I've sold some.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I just had a mini split put in.
Okay.
My furnace gave me problems.
Yeah.
Again, not in the plan, but you just go with it. So they installed this mini split, which is working very well. That was just a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that way, being just me, I can cut off the air conditioning part of the house.
Yeah.
And that part is working out really, really well. But one of the guys that came and installed it fell in love with the rabbits.
Oh.
So
Nice.
he went home with one of the rabbits.
Oh.
And I had to teach him all about what to do and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. We're doing mini splits in our house. I think we're doing 2
Are
of
ya?
them. Yeah. Yeah. I heard really great things about them.
I like them so far. They're quiet, and I've had no problems at all. I mean, I'm brand new at it, but
Right.
yeah, I like it. So yeah, that was just another thing that wasn't in the plan. You have to kind of plan for things that are not going to be in the plan,
Mhm.
because things like that are happen.
Yep.
Because that was a little bit of money, when you replace your all your heating and AC. That's
Right.
quite a bit.
Well, we're starting from everything new, so everything's in the budget.
Well, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you have to make all those decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to research everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm getting new windows put in, and they're on a 7-month backlog.
I'm not surprised.
I don't know.
And there's a dot in between it's llhedges.1@gmail.com. So I'm sorry, I messed up.
Okay.
So yeah, we're on wait lists for everything. We've been waiting
Yeah.
for a year for well, and it's still 3 months out. We're on a 4-month waiting list for tapping. So everything's been pushed way back. I mean,
So they're not
ready
coming in the way that you need them to come in either, I imagine.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we need our septic perk test done, and they'll get out there in the next 40 days or so.
Yeah. You're on country time now.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, the city that we're living close to, it's literally the biggest growing city in the United States. And then we're in the country, our homestead's in the country, and they're like, well, what incentive can we, when all the work is here that we need, what incentive do we need to get, they need a little extra something to come out my way. So it's a little.
Do you have to go? Okay, bye.
So, it's a challenge with the budget too, and stuff like that, and just making everything come together. So,
Yeah,
and
the
we
right timing.
Yeah, we started out with a little tiny home, and then my mother-in-law decided that she didn't want to live alone, and so since we moved her out here with us, we're like, well, you can move in with us, but that outs the tiny home. We have to build a barndominium now so that we all have enough space. So,
So is that going to be her place, or what you're going to do? Is that going to be like
the tiny home
barndominium? Is that going to be just a?
It's going to be a
guest house.
A full house for everybody.
Okay.
And so the tiny home will build into a shop or an extra space or extra little home or something like that, a garden place or something. So we don't know. It keeps on getting flopped around of what we're even thinking about maybe putting it on the other side of the property. Right now it's just sitting on logs because we moved it because we want to put our house where it was sitting. Chris and I moved it by ourselves on logs, and it's huge. It's a huge tiny home. And so we're
on
thinking
logs.
About, like
when you roll the logs. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And then pushed it with the tractor. And so there's a video out there of that. It was a challenge. Yeah, so we'll move that and maybe make what do you call that, Airbnb out of it maybe. We're not sure. All these ideas are like up here. Well, we could do this. Well, we could do this, make a little
All right.
Yeah, so we'll see.
It's a little bit of faith involved there.
Mm-hmm.
You have to just have faith and be hopeful, positive that these things are going to happen. It's going to happen the way it's supposed to. You have to be optimistic.
Yep. A lot. Yep. Just like I'm sure it took a lot of faith for you to move out there and move into a house that wasn't quite ready for you and to where you wanted it to be and change it.
But I have a lot of gratitude of how things have played out, and I'm blessed.
Yeah.
Very thankful.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think we're on our time. Our time is up. I got another appointment today. So I'm going to wrap this up. So guys, please go visit Hygge Homestead. She is an awesome woman who has taken this new home out in the country and remodeled it herself and did tons of work on it herself and just follow her journey along. And it's just a beautiful thing to see a strong woman doing it all herself. And
thank you.
And we're very proud of our CB. So
thank you.
Go check her out, guys. And we'll see you guys all next time.
Come see me make all the mistakes.
And learn from her mistakes. And I'm sure she's got some great tips in there too, because you learn along the way. So bye, you guys.
Okay. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.